SHMACKEMAGOB people, here to talk about the brand new Blue Öyster cult, The Symbol Remains. I've had this for maybe 2 weeks. I mean, I just got this Friday, but I got a leaked copy. You know, when I get leaked copies, I listen. If I like, I buy. If I don't, I delete. I like. Now, I am a big fan of Blue Öyster cult, especially like the early stuff, you know, up to even Revolution by Night was kind of but you know, everything after that from Club Ninja on, gotta admit, I'm not too familiar with. I've heard it and it just didn't resonate, and I never really went back. So if you were to play me anything from those albums, I probably wouldn't know. But when I heard this, I mean, the first thing I heard was the first track on the album, and I took notes here because I've heard it quite a few times now. And what's weird about this album is that I've had, man, that's my favorite song. This is my favorite song. Like, I keep having favorite songs, so now I got a new favorite song. But I will tell you which one's my favorite songs when I heard it. Oh no, that's my favorite. So I have a new favorite, but it looks like it's going to change because I've been changing favorite tracks on this album for a while. So the first track on here is That Was Me. That Was Me. That was the first one I heard the video for. Absolutely loved it. I mean, if you're expecting classic Blue Öyster cult, it is on this album here and there, but a lot of it is different, you know, which I'm fine with it. But you know, when I wrote little notes like. And that was me when he says, you know, when you see bullet holes in the highway and when you see broken bottles of real fine wine and when you see the slowly spreading of crack, that was me. Very snotty, and Eric Bloom is, you know, and he's got that voice. You know, it's like, it's a great, nice contrast to Buck Dharma's voice. His is more evil and Buck's is very... But anyway, that was me, was awesome. So the next track is Buck Dharma, which is Box in My Head. That was the second song I heard, and at first I was like, meh. But now I absolutely love it. It's a good, catchy, commercial type song. Buck, you know, I just love his voice. I love his voice. He's got a very commercial flavor to his voice that I really, really connects with me. And it's cool, man. It's a cool song. There's a box in my head and a hair in a box. Just love that. You know, I think it's a cool song and I dig it. Oh, and by the way, the first time I heard this song, That Was Me was my favorite. The first time, listen, I go, no, that first track's the best. But no, that changed 2-3 times as what's my favorite track. So the next one is called Tainted Blood. And what's the guy's name? I think he played on Club Ninja, right? Richie Castellaro, great voice. He does the vocals on this and the vocals on a couple more songs. I love it's got this really good, you know, it's a very good commercial sounding voice, but kind of has this soulfulness vibe to it. And this song's awesome. And that was the third song I heard from this because they released the first 3 videos first. And I think it's a really good, exceptional, cool song. Nightmare Empathy, and what did I write about this? I wrote, I love the excellent melodic vocal melodies, and again, Eric Bloom's like snotty vocals, and I think it's a kind of like a happy tune, but I love like the chorus, how the vocal melodies, and then Eric sings, and look, for anybody out there that says, man, they don't write good music anymore, listen to this. Listen to this album. This is definitely a throwback. It may not sound like classic Blue Öyster cult, some songs do, but all of these songs sound like classic stuff you would hear back in the day. That was great, hooky, catchy, and this is a great example, Edge of the World. Next one's called The Machine. The Machine, the first time I heard it, I heard that riff. The first thing I thought in my head was 10 Seconds to Love, Motley Crue. They used that riff. I don't know if they're aware of that song. It might be pure coincidence. But again, great song. Starts with this cell phone and then they use the riff of the cell phone. Exceptionally cool tune. I'm loving this album. Next one's called Train True, Lenny song. This one is sporadic. The first time I heard it, it kind of like threw me for a loop because it's, you know, it's just like an old-time good rock and roll song. Then it goes into this like little fast change, you know, kind of country, like heavy country is the best way I can describe it. And I was thrown off by it. But the more I've listened to it, the more I've got accustomed to it. And I think it's a cool song. All right, then we got the Return of Saint Salida, and that was, or what, Sicilian. Saint Cecilia was a song pre-Blue Öyster Cult. What was the name of the band again? Stock Forest Group, which was a band before Blue Öyster Cult. I don't know if Soft White Underbelly was after or before that, but I know they released a record and it had a song called Saint Cecilia. Well, they brought it back with this song called Saint Cecilia, and I believe it's again Richie singing the vocals on this one, and it's just awesome. It's just pure rock and roll-ish, good time rock and roll, killer stuff. Love it. All right, then we go and Stand and Fight. Stand and Fight. The first time I heard the album as a whole, that was my favorite track. But still, it's not my favorite track now. It keeps changing. And but I love it. It's very heavy. It's one of the more heavier songs on this album. It's kind of metallic, and it's awesome. It was my favorite, but now it has changed, and it's a song coming up. Florida Man. That's the one that I heard the first time. I was like, all right, I don't like this tune, and I'm a Florida man, and I just couldn't get into it. Yesterday I went to go pick up my friend, and I listened to this album as a whole on my iPod driving over there. When Florida Man came on, I was like, it's not that bad. Probably my least favorite on here, but it's not that bad. I didn't like it at all on first listen, so it kind of grew on me. Still my least favorite, but who knows, maybe that'll change. The next one is the new video they just released called The Alchemist. When I heard that, after a couple listens, this is my favorite song off the album. And now when I think sounds the most like classic Blue Öyster Cult. It's got that evil vibe to it, real heaviness with that piano, and it's just an amazing song. And it's not my favorite anymore. There's another one coming up that it's my favorite. But there you go. So far, like what? 1, 2, 3, 4 songs. No, or 3 or 4 songs were my favorite, and it keeps changing. I got to get more used to this album to make sure what's my favorite. But I dug it. Secret Road. It sounds like, to me, Secret Road sounds like, you know, when you go to see a local band play. You know, an unsigned band. It sounds like one of their songs, but it sounds like it would be the local band's best song in their set list. Their best original track. But I do get a vibe of just a hard rock, classic rock band playing in a bar. You know, it's just a local band. I just get that vibe a lot from it. Cool track though, very cool track. Then we got There's a Crime. There's a Crime, again, Eric Bloom's mischievous singing to mischievous lyrics. I dig it. I think it's a cool song. There's not a song on here I don't like, I'm going to tell you. Now we're going to the last track, which as I'm recording this now, is my favorite on the album. It's just called Fight. What was it? How was it? It wasn't that much of a fight. Oh my God, what a great song. I mean, the more I kept listening to this album, I was like, and what a way to end the album. It's like, end the album with a good song, you know, and it's a good melodic, love Buck's voice on it, exceptional track. It may change tomorrow. My favorite track may be one that hasn't been my favorite track yet, or I may go back to The Alchemist. I don't know, because that one's a really good one. But as I'm recording this, Fight is my favorite track off this album. New album, The Symbol Remains. Absolutely love it. It's fucking awesome. I highly recommend it if you dig Blue Öyster Cult. I know a lot of people are purist Blue Öyster Cult. You expect to hear nothing but the vibe of old Blue Öyster Cult. I'm fine with the changes, and but there's nothing modern though about this. It really sounds like, you know, these songs could have been recorded 20 years ago by different bands. It's just a well-made album. I think 19, 20 years since their last album. well worth the wait. I absolutely love this album. Highly recommend it. 2 thumbs up. One of my favorite albums of the year. And that's it. Hey, if you like what you see and you like to donate, I got a PayPal below. And subscribe to my channel if you want. And press that little bell. I'd really appreciate it. Love the Cult, man. Love Blue Öyster Cult. They rule. This album rules. I give it a solid 10. Not one bad song on it. Some songs better than the other. But every song I like. Even Florida, man. The one I didn't like at first has grown on me. I can't say I love it, but it's not a stinker like I thought the first time I heard it. Thanks for watching, everybody. SHMACKEMAGOB. For those that use social media, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And you can join the Almost Human 56 Facebook page. All links are in the description below. A lot of you been asking for it. SHMACKEMAGOB merch. Yes, many types of shirts, long sleeves, short sleeves, hoodies, you name it. Plus other stuff like shower curtains and bedspreads and mugs and socks and clocks and oh, I can go on. But why should I? The link is below. Just click the link below in the description for all the SHMACKEMAGOB merch. Order yours now. SHMACKEMAGOB. Hey, check out my podcast, The VIERA Vault, on Spreaker, YouTube, and iTunes. Subscribe. The links are below.
Looking for some new podcasts to listen to? Well, Rat Salad Review Network has plenty of shows to choose from. Like Rat Salad Review, where they discuss the latest rock and metal news, as well as interviews and albums. Album vs. Album, the King Diamond Podcast, with Wayne Noon, Greg Noggle, and sometimes this guy.
SHMACKEMAGOB!
Ralph Vieira is also on our network with the VIERA Vault. There's also Old Man Metal's Musings, where he discusses heavy metal and beer. Music is Life with Lou Mavs. The Right Opinion for those who love politics. A South Park podcast called Suck My Balls. The Infinite Fringe, a watch-along wrestling show called Beyond Bushido. Ex-Stradivarius guitarist, the Timo Tolkki podcast. And the Great Harry Barnett with I Don't Even Like Podcasts. So check out ratsaladreview.com or search Rat Salad Review on YouTube, Podbeam, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, and more.